Welcome everyone to the world session for what I was going to say March. It is November 18th, 2025. I'm Terryann, your observer for today. And please like, share, and subscribe. I already started the treatment in the group, so I kind of had to interrupt to remember to record. So you might find there are a few tears in my eyes and already very strongly into the session, hence the stuttering, umming, and ahhing. So let's just go back in. We're working with the Fibonacci sequence and the golden mean ratio to every single thing in the body. Now, this is going to register in your brain. It'll register in your brain. Brain means the entire body, or whatever you need to have balanced. So I originally started this as a beauty treatment, aging over here and have some wrinkles and stuff. But as soon as I felt that, the biggest organ in the body, of course, is the skin. But I started feeling my internal organs. And when I went into the internal organs, I started feeling the mitochondria of the cell. We're going to work with all the organelles as well, the nucleus, down even to the electrons and how they're balanced in the Fibonacci sequence, rotating around the atom. So we want to get all of this working really well. But the focus here is about energy and what is pathological in your life, whether it's personal consciousness or the collective. Okay, so because the collective can be very draining, especially when the personal consciousness also has skewed ideas. So we get those ideas a little bit balanced in the nervous system to support you and to support the ability to detox bad ideas from your system. It's not just going to eliminate everything. This is all dependent on your awareness of what needs to be detoxed in the polarized thinking. We all have polarized thinking. The moment we are manifest here, we are in duality. We know night and day, black and white, good and bad. Everything operates this way. But when we are rigidly stuck in one element, in one side, my idea is the best. My idea, don't challenge my idea. We're stuck in rigidity, which means there's a lot of malfunctioning that goes on. Bring that to the collective when you are sensitive. Here's another piece: when you are very sensitive. So my group that comes to be part of this, we are quite sensitive individuals. We're healers. We've been doing work that helps people. They're mums and healers here. All of this dynamic means that the collective can interfere even on a nice, calm day. You could be having a great day. The sun's not shining today, but let's say the sun's shining. You're having a wonderful day, reading a lovely book. You meet up with a friend. It's very nice. But still, you kind of go, why am I draining? Well, it can be draining because something is going on in you that's got, let's say, a hole in it. It's like got a little place where something's getting in. It could be getting in because you're sensitive. It could be getting in because you haven't looked at something. And it could be getting in because everyone around you is holding this idea really strongly. And it could be getting in because you have that idea, which is the most highly likely. You can have certain ideas that would attract those outer ideas and really, wreak havoc within the system. So what we're doing is getting everything to balance in the Fibonacci with the Fibonacci and golden mean. So I'm just seeing everything that I'm seeing in every single cell, the organelles, working through to balance. And as it balances, you get excretion, right? You'll get excretion of, let's say, in the mitochondrial DNA, it'll start to excrete like an image, it's not real, of tar that prohibits the mitochondria from producing and supporting ATP production, and then going into the entire cell and giving you that metabolic function that we know today. I'm not going to say we know everything, but the latest evidence that goes around is that metabolic malfunction is pretty much the causative factor of most diseases, is metabolic malfunction. So when the metabolic function of the cell is working well, we are working well. We have good health. The moment you can look at metabolic dysfunction, and that could be the cause. Why in history did we look at, hey, if you've got this, why don't you just eat this for a week? Why don't you just fast for a week? Why don't you just get rid of all sugars for a week? And you notice right away your body feels different, right? So that's the metabolic function. Sugar is the big damaging one. We know that diabetes, Alzheimer's, so many different things now are sugar causative. That is also going to be metabolic function. So let's look at the metabolic function and bring it to the small intestine. So your body is registering exactly what it needs. Now, you might notice it might start saying, I don't want to go out to dinner. You might notice, I don't want to hang around this person. You might notice, I don't really want to watch this program. You might notice things. Go with it because your body is trying to clean out. You can always figure things out as you need to, but start to figure those things out because the body is a brain and it has a lot to tell you. It has so much to communicate to you that we tend to not listen to because we like to think about things. Let's see if we can even get the thinking process to empty out with this session. So my first intention for this session was I saw my face and I went, I wanted to get rid of some wrinkles. And it's gone into this very deep arena that even the wrinkles would be in the skin, biggest organ, would be subject to our environmental concerns. That's going to be toxins, pollutants, what we're eating, and the people that we hang around, and also the collective. So let's get this moving and balancing. So the Fibonacci sequence of the golden mean are working from a cellular level. It's going to start to move things, bring things into the balance that your body wants. Okay, so, you could say there's an ideal symmetry in mathematics. Yes. We're not forcing that symmetry into the body because that's not what the body wants. We don't want to make our body sick. We're bringing in this symmetry as your body requires. And it's also going to relate to your blueprint. Your blueprint's going to support this manifesting of the most optimal, best symmetry for you. That means you could have, some people have frozen shoulders. I kind of have this back, like this thing that keeps going into pain, so I'm feeling the muscles trying to, shrink up because they're overextended from too much doing this, too much phone, too much, computer arms. So I'm always going backwards, but it doesn't always help. So I'm just feeling that symmetry front to back working through. It could be your brain. It could, someone told me they have a concussion. I'm focusing on that concussion to allow whatever water, bruising, and circulation to come in and balancing the brain, including, this is for a lot of us where, we do so many things that the cranium, like if you bump your head on something, I'm always bumping my head as I get into the car. I'm very tall, so when I'm bending down, I end up going boom. That can keep pushing down the cranium onto the atlas. So just feel into it with me now. We're going to get that moving, so the atlas is moving, and we can pull the whole cranium off the atlas, and then allow this sort of springboard effect so the entire spine moves. It's flowing and moving, keeping us young. Then we want to do a massive drainage of senescent cells. Now, a lot of us have those cells, but this would be as you get older and older, there are more and more cells that kind of hang out in the body. We want to get those releasing. So we're getting the brain to focus on them and get them to detox through the lymphatic system and get out, just go straight out the colon or the urinary tract system. Nice deep breath. I'm just feeling the consciousness of polarized thinking. There's some kind of, it's the way the brain and the person that this idea that I am my thoughts are me. There is a resistance to releasing the polarized thinking because it means I lose my identity. So we're just going to calmly look at that, allow it to be observed, and allow the observation of, where do my thoughts come from? Try and create a thought. Sit here and try to make the next thought. And you'll notice you can't. They'll arise, but you can't make the thought. Once you know you can't make the thought, you're not producing it. The next thing you realize is you don't know where they're coming from. How can not knowing where something comes from be you? Some of those thoughts could be other people's thoughts. If you really look at your thoughts, they are your parents talking, your siblings talking, people in your life, especially when you were really young, talking in your head. You'll even hear their voices. Here's a clear understanding, it's not you. It's just not. I know it's really hard. We look at it and go, no, it is me. I'm making those thoughts. But if you really do some self-inquiry, you will begin to see, oh my God, they're not my thoughts. I don't make them. I don't create them. You can't stop them either. You just don't need to attach to them. You don't need to identify with them. You don't need to take them personally. So we're going to run this understanding through the nervous system. Of course, it's up to you to explore it. I'm not plugging something in or going, yeah, you have to believe this. You can figure it out for yourself. And you can figure out that the majority of your suffering comes from what you think. You think you're good or you're bad or you're this or you're that or you lack. Right? Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Instead, just focus on exactly what you want. You want something? You don't have it? Okay, start making yourself the person who can get it. Right? You want to be super smart. You want to get a degree. Go get it. I don't care how old you are. You're 100 years old, go get a degree. Yeah, you might die before it's over. So what? Who cares? You're going to die before anything's over, including the dishes and the dust and cleaning the toilet. It'll never be over. It'll just continue. And by the way, when you die, people are going to grieve. They'll come to your funeral. They'll cry. But during the funeral, somebody's going to start talking about the weather. Somebody else is going to say, I can't make it because I have to be at work. And then the next week, a lot of people are going to be going back to work. And they're not going to be thinking about you so much. Once in a while, you pop in and you're gone. So who are you living your life for? Doesn't mean you don't have to you can live your life completely unselfishly with selflessness and do everything for everyone else, as long as that is how you want to live your life. There's no judgment on how you live your life. Just remember, it's yours. Okay, so we're just going to tap this through. You can tap everything. I like tapping everything. Even if once it's over, just tap everything. Trot your feet, move your fingers, get everything moving, get that spine moving, get everything moving, and let your body know you're ready for this change. I'm ready for this change. I give myself permission to love myself. I give myself permission to have perfect health. I give myself permission to live life fully. All right, everyone, have a great week and enjoy that session. And we'll see you next week. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, everyone.